The U.S. Department of Education is threatening to revoke funding for schools that provide race-based scholarships. Now, some universities, including IU, are telling donors to remove language from their private gifts, giving preference to underrepresented groups. But as Ethan Sandwise reports, not all alumni are on board.
Since he helped found IU's LGBTQ Culture Center more than 30 years ago, Doug Bowder has seen a world of change. At that time, there were states in the country where same-sex sexual activity was illegal. Now Americans can marry who they want, regardless of gender. But some gay and transgender students are still cut off financially when they come out to their families. IU was one of the first institutions to offer scholarships specifically to LGBTQ students in 2005.
And that was considerable when, during the years I was in the directorship. It may not be as much now, I don't know, but a number of scholarships were given, and I know of some situations that were heartbreaking.
In June, the IU Foundation, which manages donations to the university, began telling donors they needed to alter language in their gift agreements pertaining to marginalized groups. For example, scholarships for gay students. The foundation told them new federal guidance required changes. Until then, their scholarships were frozen.
Initially, I was, as I said, very annoyed that this very difficult, creative, and helpful program was being, I felt it was being squashed.
While the Trump administration has made good on threats against universities such as Columbia and Harvard, many donors bristled at the order from IU, which they saw as preemptive compliance.
We're trying to kiss the ring of politicians in hopes that they won't harm the university, and what, $60 million of our state budget was cut for the next year, and $40 million of our federal budget has already been cut.
Stone is a former IU trustee, Kelly School lecturer, and member of the Queer Philanthropy Circle. IU is close to her heart. She set up a scholarship for lesbian students in honor of her late partner.
I had someone in my family decide to make a gift about a month or so ago, and it was taken down from the foundation's website. No explanation. I wasn't told.
Foundation board members and alumni donors told WTIU that interactions were tense between donors to affinity scholarships and the foundation and university administrations. Beside LGBTQ scholarships, scholarships have been frozen for Black, Latino, and Asian students.
23 years later, I feel like a lot of the work that has gone on at the Asian Culture Center and supporting Asian Pacific Islander students is now dismissed.
Rodriguez Patel has Filipina heritage and says it's important for her to support Asian and Pacific Islander students, which is around 10% of the Bloomington student body.
I want to see what continues to unfold at IU, and then I'll determine whether or not I'll continue participating, but it looks pretty bleak.
After protests and talks within the foundation, some donors say they've managed to find language that preserves the intent of their gift. One member of the Black Philanthropy Circle says they've changed their gifts to include Black majority zip codes in Indianapolis. At a meeting with the LGBTQ alumni last month, foundation leaders proposed expanding scholarships to include allies. Reactions overall have been mixed, but Bowder says his friends who were at the meeting see the new language as an improvement over the previous guidance.
There's very little change in the language, and there was satisfaction on the part of GLBT alum who were there and alumni officials.
The IU Foundation declined WTIU's request for an interview, but in an emailed statement, then General Counsel Philippa Guthrie said, quote, "Our overarching goal remains clear, to preserve access and affordability for all eligible students while honoring the intent of our generous supporters and remaining legally compliant."
Part of me says, fine. If this is what we need to do, if we need to play these kind of games with politicians at the federal or state level, that we say, oh, fine, on paper, they're open to all.
But ultimately, Stone says she's ending her involvement with IU. It wasn't because of the changes, but the 2 months of confusion, bickering, and unclear communication with the foundation. Some large scholarships have reopened, but the thousands she gave in honor of her late partner are still frozen. Stone says she and other LGBTQ donors are moving their scholarships off campus and thinking of creating a new nonprofit to manage them.
If there's funds left at the time that I die, they're no longer going to the IU Foundation. If they're freezing my scholarship that honors my late partner and has honored my work as well, there's no reason that they should be getting that money when there's other things that I care about.
For Indiana News Desk, I'm Ethan Sandweiss.
Diversity programs at universities have been targeted at the state and federal level by mainly Republican lawmakers who say they unfairly exclude certain students.